Let's get real for a moment. If you've ever found yourself staring at the ceiling, feeling like the weight of the world is on your chest, asking, "Why am I even alive?" I want you to know something. You're not broken. You're human. That question, it's not weakness, it's awakening. It's your soul screaming for purpose. It's the moment life stops being surface, level, and starts becoming real. Because when everything feels meaningless, that's the moment you're being called to go deeper, to break through the noise, the pain, the fear, and remember who you really are. You weren't born to live on autopilot. You weren't born to just pay bills and die. You were born with something no one else has: your voice, your vision, your fire. And the fact that you're even asking that question means there's a part of you, no matter how buried, that knows there's more. And there is more love, more impact, more strength, more life. But it doesn't show up until you decide that you're no longer going to settle for just existing. You're going to fight to truly live. So if you're asking, why am I even alive? Here's the truth: because the world needs your comeback. It needs your voice, your gifts, your story, even your scars. This is not your ending, this is your beginning. Pain, it's something we all feel. And when it hits, it doesn't whisper, it screams. It grabs your attention, shakes your world, and makes you question everything: your worth, your path, your reason for being alive. But here's the truth you've got to hear and feel deep in your soul. Pain is not the end of you. It's the beginning of something deeper. Pain is a signal, not a sentence. It's not your destiny. It's your wake-up call. It's the alarm clock for your soul, telling you something in your life needs to shift. Something needs to heal. Something needs to be faced, and you can't ignore it anymore. See, the world has conditioned you to numb pain, to silence it, to distract yourself from it. You scroll, you binge, you work, you laugh it off, you stuff it down. But pain doesn't go away just because you pretend it's not there. It gets louder, it gets heavier, until eventually it brings you to your knees, not to break you, but to finally get your attention. You might be feeling lost right now, empty. Like you're walking through life wearing a mask, trying to convince everyone you're fine while silently asking, why am I even alive? That question doesn't come from weakness. It comes from a soul that's ready to rise. Because when you're finally honest about your pain, when you stop pushing it down and start listening to what it's trying to teach you, that's when the real transformation begins. Think about it. Everything you've grown through, everything that's shaped you, refined you, and strengthened you, it didn't come from the easy moments. It came from the breakdowns, the heartbreaks, the rejection, the loss, the disappointment, the nights you couldn't sleep, the days you couldn't breathe, the moments when the weight was so heavy you didn't think you'd make it. But you did. You're still here. And you being here right now means your pain didn't destroy you. It revealed you. You are not broken. You are becoming, and becoming is messy. It's uncomfortable. It hurts, but it's sacred. Because every time pain visits your life, it brings an invitation to evolve. To look at the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. To uncover the beliefs you've been living under that no longer serve you. To reconnect with the truth beneath all the noise. And sometimes, that truth only shows up when everything else falls apart. You might think your pain is proof you're weak. But let me flip that on its head. Your pain is proof that you're alive. It means you care. It means you feel. It means you're still in the game. If you were truly done, you wouldn't feel anything. But you do, and that's powerful, because that pain is energy. And energy, when redirected, becomes fuel. You can use it. You can harness it. You can let it crack you open in all the right places so the light can finally get in. But first, you've got to stop seeing your pain as a life sentence and start seeing it as a message that you're meant for more, a message that something has to change, that you're living beneath your potential, that you've been carrying wounds that need to be healed, not hidden, that you've been surviving when you were built to thrive. Here's what pain is really doing. It's guiding you back to your power. It's forcing you to wake up, to stop settling, to stop pretending, to get real with yourself about what you want, who you are, and what you will no longer tolerate. Pain strips away the distractions. It cuts through the lies. It lays everything bare, and in that raw, vulnerable space, you finally have the chance to start over. Not with a mask, not with a false identity, but with the real you, the powerful you, the unstoppable you. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it hurts. Growth always does. Think about the seed breaking through the soil, the caterpillar turning into the butterfly, the muscle breaking down before it grows stronger. Nature doesn't evolve in comfort, and neither do you. But here's the gift. When you face your pain, instead of running from it, you take back your control. You stop letting your wounds define you and start letting them refine you. You start turning your pain into purpose, your scars into strength, your battles into breakthroughs, and you realize that the question, why am I even alive, isn't a curse, it's a calling to rise, to dig deeper, to rebuild not just your life, but your identity. You're not here by accident. You didn't survive everything you've been through just to exist. You're alive because someone out there needs your story, because your journey is going to be someone else's survival guide, because your healing will inspire healing in others. But first you have to give yourself permission to feel, to face, to break down if you need to. And then to rise. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your trauma. You are the one who gets to choose what happens next. You are the author. And this chapter, this painful, uncomfortable, uncertain chapter, it is not the end. It's the plot twist, the part where everything shifts, the part where the hero finds their strength, the part where you stop asking, why am I even alive? And start declaring, I'm alive because I have a purpose, and I'm done hiding from it. So don't silence your pain. Don't drown it out, sit with it, learn from it. Let it break you open so you can rebuild yourself with deeper truth, greater strength, and unshakable clarity. Because pain isn't here to punish you. It's here to prepare you, and you're ready now whether you feel it or not. You are not a mistake. You are not a glitch in the system. You are not some random combination of biology and luck just floating through life, hoping to matter someday. You were born on purpose, for a reason. You were born with something inside you that no one else in this entire world has: your voice, your heart, your perspective, your experiences, your fire. And that reason, that calling, may have been buried by pain, hidden by fear, or forgotten in the chaos, but it's still there. It always has been. You might not feel it right now. You might feel lost, numb, like you're just surviving. You might be wondering, why am I even here? What's the point? What difference does my life actually make? But the very fact that you're even asking those questions means something powerful is happening inside you. That's not confusion, that's awakening. That's your soul pushing against the life that no longer fits. That's your deeper self calling out to be seen, to be heard, to be lived. Let's get one thing clear. You didn't just show up on this planet by chance. Do you know what had to happen for you to be here? The odds of your exact DNA, your precise life, your singular existence are billions to one. And yet, here you are, breathing, thinking, feeling, fighting. That is not random, that is intentional, that is sacred. You are here because something needs you to be. Someone needs your voice, someone needs your courage. Someone needs to see you rise so they can believe they can too. But life has a way of making us forget that. We get knocked down, we get hurt. We hear the wrong voices for too long, voices that tell us we're not enough, that we don't matter, that someone else is better, smarter, more worthy. We start building our lives around doubt, not destiny, around fear, not faith. And we forget the fire that used to burn in us. We forget the dreams we had before the world told us they were too big. We forget the part of us that knows we're here for something more. But here's the truth, and you need to hear this like your life depends on it. Your purpose didn't disappear. You just stopped listening. And that's okay, because you can start again right now. Purpose doesn't come with a perfect plan. It comes with intention, with a decision to stop sleepwalking through life and start showing up fully. You don't have to know the whole path, you just have to take the next step. You don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to choose to stop hiding from who you really are. Purpose is not something reserved for the elite, the successful, the lucky few. Purpose is your birthright. It lives in the small moments just as much as the big ones. It lives in the way you show up for others, in the way you speak truth when it would be easier to stay silent, in the way you keep going when life tries to break you, in the way you turn your pain into power and your wounds into wisdom. You don't find your reason by waiting. You find it by living fully, fearlessly, and on your own terms. Stop thinking your purpose has to be loud or famous or viral. Maybe your reason for being alive is to raise a child who will change the world. Maybe it's to create art that opens hearts. Maybe it's to speak a single sentence that pulls someone else back from the edge. Maybe it's just to be you, raw, real, and relentlessly alive, because the world needs more truth and less pretending. And don't get it twisted, you don't have to feel ready to live your purpose. You don't have to be healed. You don't have to have the perfect plan. You just have to decide. Decide that your life is not a waste. Decide that your voice matters. Decide that you're not here to shrink, to hide, to blend in. You're here to build, to grow, to become. Even the hard moments, the pain, the loss, the failures, they are part of your reason. They shape your story. They give your voice weight. They make your purpose real. You're not here in spite of your struggles. You're here because of them. You've survived things others wouldn't understand, and that makes you stronger. It gives you a depth and compassion the world needs more of. You're not too broken. You're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be to begin again. So if you've been drifting, doubting, feeling like your life doesn't matter, wake up. This is the moment where everything changes, not because your circumstances suddenly shift, but because you do. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission, and you start giving yourself the authority to own your reason for being here. And maybe your reason isn't crystal clear yet. That's okay. Let your curiosity lead. Follow what makes you come alive. Listen to what stirs your heart, and keep moving. Keep showing up. Keep becoming. Because purpose isn't always found in one big aha moment. It's revealed in the steps you take when no one's watching. In the commitments you make when it's hard. In the truth you choose when it would be easier to lie. Your purpose is already in motion. You're living it right now with every choice to keep going. So the next time that voice in your head whispers, "Why am I even alive?" you answer with certainty, "Because I'm here for something bigger than I can see. Because my life matters. Because someone out there is waiting for what only I can give. Because I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started." And that, right there, that knowing is all you need to start walking in your reason. Not someday, not when you're ready, now. There's something nobody tells you when you're in the middle of your pain. What's breaking you right now is also building you. You may not see it, you may not feel it, it may not make sense yet, but buried underneath every struggle, every setback, every scar, is something deeper than defeated strength, waiting to be discovered. We live in a world that glamorizes success and hides the struggle. You scroll through highlight reels, hear polished speeches, see the wins, but what you don't see is the pain behind the passion, the breakdowns behind the breakthroughs, the nights someone cried themselves to sleep before they ever stood in the spotlight. And so when you're the one in the dark, when you're the one battling anxiety, failure, betrayal, loss, you start to believe maybe something's wrong with you. Maybe you're just not meant for more. Maybe you're not strong enough. But here's the truth, and you need to hold this close. The struggle is not a stop sign. It's training. It's preparation. It's the fire refining you. Every challenge you face is shaping something inside you that cannot be built in comfort. Your pain is producing something you can't download or shortcut: resilience. See, it's easy to be motivated when everything's working. It's easy to feel inspired when you're winning. But character, grit, faith, that's built in the struggle. That's forged when you're knocked down, and you rise again, not because it's easy, but because something inside you refuses to quit. You want strength. Then you've got to live through something that demands it. Think about it. The strongest trees don't grow in the softest soil. They grow in storms. They grow with deep roots because the wind tried to rip them apart. That's how it works in nature. That's how it works in you. Every time you were rejected, you learned to stand alone. Every time you were abandoned, you learned to trust yourself. Every time life told you no, you found another way, and even if you didn't realize it at the time, you were growing. You're here now, reading this, breathing, fighting. That means you're undefeated. Maybe bruised, maybe tired, but undefeated. And that should tell you something. Your struggle didn't destroy you. It revealed what you're made of. But you've got to make a choice to stop seeing your struggles as evidence that you're failing and start seeing them as proof that you're being shaped. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And if you're willing to shift the lens to look again, you'll realize every scar has a story, every wound has wisdom, and every moment of pain has planted power inside you. Don't waste it. Don't waste the strength you earned from heartbreak by closing off your heart. Don't waste the lessons from your failure by giving up before the next try. Don't waste your rock bottom by pretending it didn't happen. Use it as the foundation you build your new life on. Some of the most powerful people you'll ever meet are the ones who have suffered the most and still choose to love, still choose to lead, still choose to show up. That's real strength. That's earned strength. You don't get that from an easy life. You get it from going through hell and choosing not to live there. Your struggles have carved depth into you. They've given you compassion that can't be taught, only felt. They've forced you to look at yourself in the mirror when it would have been easier to run. They've introduced you to a version of yourself that's raw, real, and powerful, a version most people will never meet because they've never been tested that way. But you have been tested. You've cried silently while still showing up for others. You've doubted yourself and still taken the next step. You've been knocked down and found reasons to get up. And maybe right now you're still in the middle of the storm. Maybe you're still waiting to feel the strength, waiting to feel like it was worth it. That's okay. Sometimes the growth is invisible until the dust settles, but make no mistake, it's happening. You are happening. And your future self is going to look back and say, thank God I didn't give up when I wanted to. Because the struggle isn't your enemy, it's your activator. It's calling out the warrior in you, the visionary in you, the leader in you. It's forcing you to rise not someday, but now. You don't need to be free of struggle to start stepping into your power. You just need to stop letting struggle define who you are. You are not your lowest moment. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your trauma. You are the one who walked through it and kept walking. And now you have a choice. You can let your struggle be the story that says this is why I couldn't. Or you can let it be the story that says this is why I did. Because somebody out there is going to need what you've learned. Somebody's going to need your strength, your voice, your story, and they'll only find it if you find the courage to share it. You didn't go through all of this to hide. You didn't fight through hell just to sit in silence. You're still here because your life has impact, whether you see it yet or not. So take your struggle, own it, let it fuel you, let it shape your mission. Let it deepen your purpose. Let it remind you that your survival isn't just survival, it's strategy. It's preparation for what you're about to become. You are stronger than you know, stronger than they told you, stronger than you believed, and now you're ready to rise. You've asked the question. You've felt the emptiness. You've battled the silence. And now, you know something deeper, that your pain, your struggles, your questions, they weren't meant to destroy you. They were meant to wake you up, because you are not here by accident. You are not some forgotten soul, lost in the noise. You are here because life itself chose you. You've been shaped by fire, refined by setbacks, and strengthened by storms, not to shrink, but to rise. You may not have all the answers right now, and that's okay. Purpose isn't found in perfection, it's found in motion. So take the next breath, take the next step, speak the truth that's been buried in your heart. Someone out there needs your light, not when you're fully healed, not when you're perfect, but right now as you are. Your life is not random, it is necessary, it is powerful, and it's far from over. This is not your ending, this is your beginning. Now go live like you were born on purpose, because you were.